Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 9 of our Hearts of Midlothian save, and today, two big games. We face Celtic at home, and in a slight change to scheduled programming, we face Morton away from home, a championship club away from home, in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. I decided that's probably a better game than doing St Mirren at home, so that's what we're doing. Hopefully that's okay with everybody. Now, since last episode, we've had 4 games now, and almost the perfect gap between the episodes here. First off, it was Livingston. This was a really strong performance. You can see players played well. We played the match stats said we played well. Yakovenko, McLean, and Naismith with the goals for us. It was bottom of the table at home. We did what we had to do. Then we played Ross County in the 5th round. Obviously, we got through this because we're playing in the 6th round or the quarterfinals. We absolutely dominated this game. You can see there again, we did kind of struggle to put the ball in the back of the net though. Sean Clare in the 69th minute got the winner for us. Again, you can see from the player ratings and everything, we deserved to win. We did just struggle to sort of find the back of the net in that one. Then we played Motherwell away from home. Now, Motherwell gave us a bit of a touch-up earlier on in the year, but we've responded well since then, and we got another good win against them. 2-1, both goals from Sean Clare. We went behind in this one and came back in the second half, which is really good to see. You can see from the match stats, though, we deserved to win, and we were poor in the first half, but we were much better in the second half, and that's where we did our damage. Then we played St Mirren. This is a game that we should have won. You can see how we had so many more shots. They went down to 10 men. Uche got both our goals in the first half. They scored 2 absolute worldies again. St Mirren from distance. They shoot from anywhere and they just like laser into the top of the net. It's ridiculous. They scored. They got back to 1-1. We scored off the kickoff to go back ahead. They went down to 10 men and then they scored another worldie. And it's just, we still should have won. We were against 10 men. But yeah, that was really disappointing. We have a quick look at what that all means for the league table. You can see we are in 4th, 2 points back of Hibs, 5 points back of Celtic, who have started to kick on a little bit, close that gap to Rangers. This is a big game for us. We could really put ourselves in the conversation. Oh, it's a league title out of the question, probably. But we really need to beat Celtic here to try and make sure we are kicking up the leagues there. Let's have a quick glance at the match preview here. We are somewhat surprisingly favourites. We are at home, but both teams are in excellent form. Just our little slip up against St Mirren their last game. They're a standard passing team, attacking mentality. Lennon is still the manager, though there has been talk in the press that he is soon to be sacked. So obviously he's sort of fighting for his job here as well. This is kind of how we're expecting them to play. Positional heat map, they like to push up the field, but there is maybe space in behind their fullbacks we could look to get into. There's their passing network. There's their key passes. Let's have a look at the starting 11. It is now, we do have a few injury concerns. Somau is injured. He's out. He could maybe play this one. It's a tight groin, so we're not going to risk him. Was there another injury? I don't think there was, no. So we're going to play Colin Doyle. Now, he also has an injury. He's sooner back to fitness, and also I'd rather, if we're going to get a long-term injury out of a reoccurrence, I'd rather it happen to Colin Doyle in a game that, let's face it, we might lose anyway. So he gets his first start for us in this one. Mitchell, Herring, Suter and Smith as a back four. Cochrane and De Jong in midfield. Chu, Naismith and Clare are the midfield trio in behind Uche. We're going to go for him. We're not going to be too conservative. Let's see what happens. Okay, they have changed formation to how we're expecting them to play. Interesting stuff. There is a goals of the month in this episode as well. So make sure that you stick around for that. What do we want to say for this? Do it for the fans. Do we say, come on, keep our run going here? We're not the underdogs because we are apparently favourites. Let's get a bit of passion. Let's keep our run going here. Let's show this Celtic mob what we're all about here. Come on, boys. Alright, here we go. Look at Tynecastle, filled to the brim. Let's see what we can do here. I mean, instantly you'd take a draw, wouldn't you? It's kind of like that against Rangers and Celtic, especially Celtic. Clare goes on a bit of a run. Ball in. Uche can't quite get to it. De Jong's there. Hits it, De Jong! Ooh. I don't think it was as close as it looked, or as I hoped it was anyway. But decent kickoff highlight, that one, wasn't it? Early warning signs, Celtic. Watch out, boys. We're coming for you. We have been smashed, haven't we? I think we've lost 4-1 and 4-0 to them so far in our 2 games. So anything better than that would be nice. Here goes Cochrane. Corner in. Back post. It's headed. It's saved. It's in. Sean Clare again. There was pinballs in there. It looked like the keeper saved it. We had another shot. It looks like it bounced off a defender. Maybe AR. He seems to be picked out there. Let's have another look at this. Now, I think Clare got the first goal last time we played at Tynecastle. It's bouncing around. It could have gone anywhere, and we ended up with it in the back of the net. 12th goal this year for Clare as well. Now, I think we scored first against them last time, didn't we? And we ended up getting done 4-1. So, let's not get too excited here, but we will take that, won't we? A nice early lead against the Celtic mob. Tommy Rogic is playing for them. Love me some Tommy Rogic. I wonder if we could sign him one day. Probably unlikely. All right. Focus. Oh, it's a terrible throw. Uche's got it back to Naismith. Naismith out there for Chu. Oh, it's a stunning finish from Christian Chu. And it's 2-0. Half an hour in and we're beating Celtic 2-0. Get in, boys. This is looking really, really good, isn't it? Let's throw out a concentrate. It's a horrible throw. Uche's picked it up to Naismith. Naismith, good presence of mind there. Fullback came running in. Not quite sure what he was doing there. And Chu just absolutely belted that in the back of the net. I really, really want to try and sign Chu on a permanent deal. I just don't know if we're going to manage to do it. Maybe. You never know. If we can sneak into Europe, although the way we're going right now, I don't necessarily think we would be sneaking into Europe. We're kind of barging our way in, aren't we? Maybe we could get a little bit of extra funding and get that deal across the line. But that's something for the summer. That is an absolutely stunning half of football. 60% possession. We've played them off the park, essentially. I'm going to say don't get complacent, boys. Don't get yourselves thinking you've already won this game because... Oh, juice switched off. Still a long, long way to go here, clearly. Celtic are more than capable of coming back and winning this game. I don't think we need to change too much, to be honest. We'll throw out an early demand more. Let's not let them get complacent here. This would be... I mean, they're having an off day, which is kind of like... That's the first thing you need, isn't it, when you're playing a team like this, is you need them to have an off day, and we've got that. The thing now is, can we capitalise on this? I'm going to throw out some praise. I think we're doing really, really well. Look, they have had none of the ball. What are we doing? Here goes Cochrane. A third goal would surely wrap it up. Cochrane in there. Suter! Oh, that is centimetres over the bar. Unlucky from big Johnny Suter. All right, come on. Come on, boys. I'm panicking. What do we do here? Let's praise again. Here we go. Another highlight. Is it going to be a good throw? Naismith has it. It is a good throw for Clare. Clare rolls it in for Dejean. Maybe one more. Dejean goes himself. Dejean! Oh, it's gone in again. We're 3-0 up against Celtic. 3-0. Dejean's second goal of the year. And this is... We're going to win the league. We're going to win the Champions League next year at this rate. We are looking so good. So good. Look at this. Another look. It did kind of look like it froze just as the ball went in the back of the net. I think the computer was deflected. The computer was shocked, I think. We're 3-0 up. I'm shocked. As I said with kickoff, I would have taken a draw in this game. 100% would have taken a draw. And we find ourselves 3-0 up. Now, there is still time, obviously, for us to throw this away. Is this going to be the first of a worrying sequence of events? Suter's there, wins the header. Dejean goes to put pressure on AR. This is a little bit of a longish highlight at this point. Can we nick this? I wonder if they've changed formation, actually. I might need to check that. I did see they made a sub and Rogic went off, but I didn't really see who it was for. That's a good ball in behind us. Oh, they can't miss. 3-1. The sheen just taken off the performance. Let's tell them to concentrate, and I do just want to check. 19th goal of the year for Edouard. I'm sure I've mispronounced that. Oh, he can't... We'll just have to take that on the chin. Alright, did they change formation? No, they didn't. Okay. Do we want to change anything ourselves? I don't really want to change too much, if I'm honest. Yeah, we'll keep it going. We'll just keep it going here. I mean, they've scored one. There's been absolutely nothing to suggest so far that there's a way for them back into this game. But you just start to get nervous now a little bit, don't you? All right, here goes Clare. Cuts in field. Clare, it's a good tackle. Oh dear. They've gone over our heads again. Can we get to that? Oh, we're letting ourselves down. Win the header. Herring's there. Cochrane, clear it, mate. Bring it down. Nicely done. I'm getting nervous. This is a long highlight. Here goes Chu. Out there for Smith. Just keep the ball, boys. This is good. This is okay. Cochrane turns into space. Nicely done. Suter goes over the top. There's no one there. Oh, this is becoming a long highlight. If it goes to 3-2, I'm not going to be able to cope. Oh, we can't. That's positive thinking. But if we can't throw it away from here, can we? Forrest goes on a run. He goes in field for Edouard. Oh, it's a shot from distance. It's off the crossbar. Oh, Oh, Claire's done that. Well, can we go the other end? This is the longest highlight in Football Manager history. Claire goes early, and that's the end of the highlight. Let's throw out a praise. We're running the clock down here nicely. Let's just start and close this mofo down. There we go. Let's waste us some time. We'll play for set pieces. There we go. Do we make a time waster? It's a bit too late now anyway. Here we go. Oh, win that we can. This is surely it. There's 30 seconds to go. They're not going to score twice in that time. Guys, we have beaten Celtic. Is it? It's 3-1. We've beaten Celtic. Well done to the Gorgie boys. There we go. I did not expect that. We haven't fluked that win either. We've deserved that win. We've been the better team almost from kickoff with that De Jong highlight. Very well done, boys. Jambos cruise to a 3-1 victory. It was Doyle's debut, not a bad performance on debut from him. Didn't really have that much to do. Chu was absolutely amazing, wasn't he? He is, and I know I keep saying it, but he is absolute quality. There's that. Warnock spotted. He still wants Suter. I tell you what, the way we're going, he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to go to your Celtic, your stupid Cardiff club. There we go. There's the league table. That 2 points off second, 10 points off top. That's unlikely. But guys, wait right there. The inevitable slip against Morton in the Scottish Cup next. Okay, welcome back. Now, before we get to the game, we can see Christian Chu, Young Player of the Month for the Scottish Premiership. Really, really well done for him. 4 games, 3 goals, 8.81 average rating. I'm not just me that thinks he's been playing well. He has actually been setting the world on fire. All right, let's have a look at the team we're sending out for Morton here. We are the favourites. They're a championship team. I mean, you'd expect us to be favourites for this one, really, wouldn't you? Scouting report, standard playing style, attacking mentality. They may not be as attacking as they would be normally in the championship against us. You can see the formation we're expecting them to play. Positional heat map, they're a little bit spread out. We might be able to get some sort of in the channels there, get some space in there. Passing network, there it is. Key passes, all from inside their own half, or inside their attacking half, I should say. But yeah, tend to be a little bit more direct, tend to be sort of inside to out, don't they? But anyway, let's go and have a look at the team that we are sending out for this one. And we've had to make changes. We've had a really hectic schedule through February, and it's taken the toll. So we have match fatigue players. So Doyle continues in goals. Lamau not quite ready for this one. He did fine last time, so no reason to suggest Doyle couldn't do a job here for us. Garuscio, Berra, Halford and Godinho all change at the back. It's all change in midfield with Shaughnessy and Irving. Morrison comes into play down the right. Chu moves into the shadow striker role with Yakovenko on the left, and Uche continues up top. Hopefully the changed team won't have too much of an effect on us here. But like I say, match fatigued players, sometimes you've just got to do it. They don't tend to play well anyway. McPhee says we should try and pick up where they left off. What do we say to this? Come on, lads, just keep our run going. I mean, it's been working. We're still on that same run. We are on the unbeaten run to end all unbeaten runs for a non-Glasgow club, I think. We haven't lost since Celtic beat us 4-0, and that was back, I want to say, in October. Towards the end, I think it was the end of October. So we have not lost, and we're sort of 2nd of May now. March. We're not that good. All right, there's a decent ball over the top for Morrison. He tracks it down. Can we get a nice early goal? That looks as though it's a bit of a wayward cross, and it is, unfortunately. But that's a good attacking intent start, isn't it? Yakovenko, ball into the box from the corner. It's bouncing around. Oh, and Christoph Berra gets his first goal for us. I'm not sure if it wouldn't be his first for the club. I'm pretty sure he played at Hearts before he went down to England. But first goal of the season for us. And finally, Christoph Berra does something worthwhile that wasn't a red card. Just kind of bounced around, won the ball. Now, I don't know if it's a Halford flick on or not. But he was certainly making a nuisance of himself in there as well. Let's demand a little bit more of that. It's the perfect start against sort of lower league opposition away from home. It's a tricky one, isn't it? So here we go. Now, we don't go to Wembley, but we go to Hampden Park, isn't it? Where Scotland played their semi-finals, I think. So we've got off to a good start. Garuscio getting forward, gets the cross into the box. Uche's there. It's off the crossbar or the post. I'm not quite sure which it was. But it's going to roll out for a corner kick. And can we do more damage from the corner? See, it's going to be Yakovenko again to play it in. It's deep, it's high, Bear is there, and it's flicked away, it looks like, by the Morton defender. Well defended in the end there, actually. Credit to them. Alright, let's give it a get creative here. Let's see if we can get this second goal. And more or less put this thing to bed. Again, look at this, we're dominating possession. I did kind of expect things would get better, compared to the start of the year where we were really struggling. We were conceding a lot of goals. I didn't expect things to get this much better. I mean, we're dominating possession. I mean, not just against Morton, but against Celtic as well. It's really, really picked up. A lot of it, I think, and as I said at the start, with the dynamics and Hearts as a club before we took over, just in real life in this summer, it looks like signed a lot of players. So even though we didn't sign that many, what do we want to say? I'm going to say I'm unhappy with that. We need to try and push on a little bit here. Even though we didn't sign that many players, there was still a lot of cohesion to be had with all the players that did come in. So, I mean, I know in real life, I'm sure it was Hearts that got off to a stunning start, didn't they, last season, or this season, depending on if you consider... I mean, the season's done, so it would be last season, wouldn't it? I'm pretty sure they beat Celtic and were top of the league, and there's Uche doubling our lead right at the start of the second half. 2-0 up now, 15th of the year for Uche, and that should be that, surely now. We'll give it a demand more. They've defended well, haven't they? We haven't done much from open play, but give us a set piece between Uche and Bearer, and Halford's no mug in the area. That we do have some attacking threats from set pieces. So there we go. Another corner. Can we get to 3? Bearer's there. That's a penalty. It looked as though he was pulling him down. He was indeed. And Yakovenko with the chance now from the spot to all but end this tie and send us into the semi-finals. Come on, Yakovenko. Too easy for the Yak. There we go. Oh, I whacked my knuckles off the desk. It is 3-0. Job done now, surely. We'll send out some praise, and hopefully we can go on and really rub their noses in this. What we might look to do, we do have Hickey and Connor Smith on the bench. We might look to bring them on here, give them some game time. Shaughnessy's on a booking as well, so that kind of works at 2 levels. We'll keep Connor Smith as a little bit match fatigued. I think he did pick up a knock, which is probably why he's not match fatigued, not match sharp. So I think that's probably why that is just from that knock he had picked up. So we won't give him too much time, just try and ease him back to fitness while also giving him some game time. Hickey's passing is beginning to improve as well. It's up to 9. If we can get that up to, this level, say like a 12 or 13, then we've got a really, really good player on our hand. Anything above that would be a bonus. They've gone straight through the middle of us there. That's not good. And Doyle with a big save. Credit where it's due, mate. That was it was well hit. It was straight at him, but it was still a really, really good save. Can we give it maybe a demand more shout, just to make sure we don't clock off here at 3-0. Doyle claims that with authority. And that's the end of that highlight. Let's give it a demand more. Then with about 20 minutes to go, I think we'll take Irving off for Smith. Give him some game time. Is there anything else we want to do here? Bobby Burns at left back is something that I've been trying to retrain him to do, because he's more of a left-sided player, I think, than a fullback, than a midfielder, I should say. Let's hold off on that for just a second here. We'll throw out some praise when we get the chance. There we go. We'll make that final sub. At 3-0, we've got to be relatively confident, don't we, that this is done. That gives him a chance to learn the position as well. And this is looking as though it's job done. If you haven't enjoyed this episode, guys, do make sure you hit thumbs up. It helps people find the video and the channel and the series and all that sort of stuff. And obviously, I'm very, very grateful for that. Morrison loses the ball. Cross comes in. Are we going to get a shot away here? Burns picks up the loose header. Hickey out for Godinho. Godinho plays it in. It's there. Oh, Yakovenko. That's a stunning on the volley finish. 8th goal of the year now for him. We are running rampant. Absolutely destroying everything in our path lately. I don't understand where this has come from. We always had goals in us, to be fair, didn't we? But we just look as though... it's just a good finish, isn't it? I am sort of starting to get to terms, too, with the players and how to sort of tactically get the best out of them. So maybe there's a little bit in that as well. But 8 goals this episode, 1 conceded, and we played Celtic. This should be it. Doyle takes that. That should be the game. We're into the semi-finals of the Scottish Cup. Rangers and Celtic are still in it as well. But to be honest, we don't really need to fear anybody right now. That said, I'd rather avoid Rangers and Celtic if we can. That's a really, really good performance, isn't it? We'll give that a passionate well done, and on we go. So there we go. We meet expectations in dominant win. 12 grand in the bank. Yakovenko, 2 goals. He is... I tell you what, I think he was my only signing, really, wasn't he? We got Halford in this sort of cover. But really, really happy with how he's going. And that 12 grand, it all helps, because as you can see, our finances are taking a nosedive, which isn't great at all, to be honest. But anyway, we'll end this episode with the draw for the semi-finals. Who do we get in the Scottish Cup semi-final? This is what I mean about the dynamics. You can see we're up to good now. Everything is flying. If we can get rid of, 3 of these guys, we want to leave the club in any case. And then I think dressing room atmosphere is almost perfect anyway. It's really in a good spot right now with the dynamics. All right, this is the draw. Who do we want? It's behind my head here. It's Ayr or Aberdeen. You would imagine Aberdeen would win that replay. It's us, obviously, then Celtic or Rangers. Obviously, you'd rather avoid Celtic or Rangers, wouldn't you? That sort of goes without saying. Who do we get? Do we avoid Celtic or Rangers? Celtic's out first. Come on, Rangers. Oh, we get Celtic. Well, we don't really need to fear them. We've already beaten them 4-1 this episode. Or was it 3-1? I can't remember now. But that's not ideal, is it? We would have rather avoided them until we get to the final. But if we're going to make the final, if we're going to win it, we're going to have to beat Celtic at some point. So bring on those mofos, I say. Bring them on. Anyway, guys, that is it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed that, do make sure you hit thumbs up. It was 3-1. Give us an extra goal there. Do make sure you hit thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and then ring the bell if you want to know when I upload new episodes. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow for, I think, Aberdeen at home, Rangers away. 2 really big episodes. And you don't need to be a mind reader to see what's happening Friday, do you? Hibs in the league. Celtic at Hampden Park in the semi-final. A big, big end to the week, guys. Until then, I've been Aussie Bill, and thank you so much for watching. And here are our goals of the month for February. Take care.